Hello guys, welcome back to my Brave XVS guide. Now I'm gonna review the Veritas of the Dark. So he was one of the best character on the past and he gets Neo-Vision form. Okay, so will he become the best again at this point? Let's take a look on his stats. So like usual, he is Veritas of the Dark, so of course he absorbs dark element. It is same for his Brave Shift form. Very nice, okay? And the difference here is the normal form. I must say it's kinda crappy, okay? Why crappy? Because like you can see that, wow, he only gets plus 30% LB damage, and yes, his limit burst is bad, so actually this doesn't matter. But the most thing that pissed me off is this true double hand stats. What's wrong? Okay, they only give him extra 25% through double hand. Yes, if you total, you can get 225%, but it is fake through double hand. Okay, you only can equip one-handed weapon. For true double hand, only 125%, which is very low. You need to increase 275% more, which is a lot. Okay, luckily his Brave Shift form already has that innate 200% through double hand. Okay, for the offensive power, the Brave Shift also has better attack boost. Okay, but yeah, it's minor. The biggest difference is the limit burst damage. Like you can see that the Brave Shift form get plus 150% LB damage. And yes, the Brave Shift form limit burst is powerful unlike the normal version. So yes, quite good I must say. And the best part is he has 100% human, beast and dragon killer. For normal form it's only 75%, but still 3 killers on one character. I can say that is special because yes, until now, if I'm not mistaken, we only have like 2 type of killers on each Neo-Vision character, like Tifa, human and Aqua, Cloud, human and machine, Foreign, human and beast. Okay, so this one is quite special I must say, especially if you are into dark vision. This kind of passive gonna be really useful. So enough about stats, now let's take a look on his normal abilities. So on his normal form, he has 2 chaining families. First one is Stardust Ray, the meta chaining at this point, and the second Defy Ruination. Defy Ruination here, I must say it's decent because like you know that one of the most powerful Neo-Vision is Tifa, and Tifa is also Defy Ruination chainer. So both of them can chain together as chainer. Okay, and maybe okay, I think you should use him as a breaker or normal form because he has 75% AoE break for 3 turns, and this AoE moves also chain with Stardust Ray. So I must say it is really versatile. Until now, okay, usually breaker need kinda compensate their offensive power. Let's say Riku, for Van, he is special occasion, but still, Van able to deal and break amazingly, but you need to have amazing gear on him. But for Dark Veritas, I must say this is really good, 75%, maybe not as good as Van, but still, 75% are still perfectly usable at this point of the game. So yes, you can use him as a breaker and chainer on this form. And he also able to Emperor Dark Element and imbue himself with Dark. And I think the Dark Imbue maybe not that useful for his Neo-Vision, Brave Shift form, because most of his Brave Shift abilities already Dark Element. Okay, for buff, he can give 70% Dark Resist to all allies, very nice if you fight against Dark user. And this is actually really good because himself can absorb Dark Element. So I must say he is kind of like cheese character. Maybe in the future we will get a trial where the enemy able to deal dual element, and if one of them is dark, then Dark Veritas is your answer. Okay, really nice passive. Okay, something that invaluable, I must say. For grandest ability, it deals in total 100 times damage. Maybe you can use this while doing setup. Okay, because yes, if you use Dark Aspiration and Dark Age for imbuing yourself, on that turn you cannot like attack, okay, because yeah, you cannot chain with perfectly with other characters because there's delay. So on that turn you can use this grandest ability to act as a finisher, or maybe you can use it with your killer buff, because your killer buff on this form only lasts for one turn, but if you can multiply this damage by that killer buff, that's probably gonna be useful. Okay, really nice. But like you can see here, his strongest chaining move is Defy Ruination. For Dark Blade of Vengeance, it deals 52 times damage. So yes, not bad damage, I must say, but still, if you want to make him as pure chainer, use Defy Ruination with Tifa. But for Breaker, you can use Stardust Ray Chainer. Okay, for rotation, like you can see here on the screen, but it is rotation for become Breaker Chainer. For DPS, let's move to the Brave Shift form. So on his Brave Shift form, he loses ability to break the enemy, and that's quite dangerous, guys, because remember, his breaks only last for 3 turns. Okay, so make sure you pay attention to the duration, because yes, there is a cooldown between the form, I may say. So for Stardust Ray Chain, it is probably the most powerful Stardust Ray Chain on this game in terms of damage modifier, because Blade of Carnage deal 90 times damage per cast. That's insane. With triple cast, you deal 270 times. So yes, very good. But the problem is it is locked to Dark Element. Okay, I'm not sure whether it will become a trend or not, but still, he able to imbue himself with Dark Element. So locking abilities like this is something I don't like at all. Okay, but maybe that's simply my complaint. And he has this infinite, in quote, 150% LB damage boost. So yes, it is better than Cloud limit burst damage, and it is infinite. You can use it as many times as you want, not grandest like Cloud. Seriously, why they did that to Cloud? Beyond my mind. And his grandest ability is also powerful, 130 times Dark Stardust Ray Chain to one enemy. So you can combine this with that Blade of Carnage, okay? But make sure you use his limit burst first, so you get 20% dark physical damage increase. And for rotation here, you can see the rotation. He cannot turn into Brave Shift form on the first turn, unlike other characters. So his Brave Shift available on the second turn. But that's okay, because yes, I must say this, I'm quite disappointed because he doesn't have innate triple cast. Okay, his triple cast only lasts for one turn, so you need to use that first turn on your normal form to use Dark Aspiration to extend your triple cast, and on the second turn, tada, you change to Brave Shift form and use Demonic Warblade to get that 150% LB damage boost, and Blade of Carnage to deal some extra damage. Very nice. All of these moves are Stardust Ray Chain, so you can buff while chaining at the same time. And finally, on the third turn, you use your limit burst. Okay, so his limit burst, I must say, it's powerful. Like you can see that he has innate. What I mean by innate is, yeah, without any equipment, he has plus 300% LB damage if you count the Demonic Warblade buff. That means he deals 320 times damage, and that's higher than Rain. Okay, yes, Rain is 200. 70 times if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, the point here is it is very high damage, 320 times, and it is AoE attack. And remember, when you use this for the second time, you get benefit from 20% dark physical damage increase. And this is really easy to cast because like you can see that you only need 18 limit burst crystals. This is one of the advantage of the old 5 stars Neo Vision. Okay, they only need little limit burst crystals to use their abilities. Very nice. And yes, even after using this limit burst, your Blade of Carnage can deal very high damage, 324 times damage per turn. Okay, because you get increased 20% dark damage. So like you can see here that he is totally awesome damage dealer. Okay, but yeah, locked to dark element. If you don't mind with that, then good. So enough about his abilities. Now let's talk about equipment. So his standard form only acts as a, let's say, breaker and setup, okay, to extend your triple cast. So you don't need to worry that much about the damage you deal, but still you can still deal nice amount of damage if you want to use him as a breaker. Then it's better to stay on his normal form for a long time, okay, because the duration only lasts for 3 turns, the breaks, okay. But the problem with his normal form is you need lots of true double hand. Okay, but the good thing is you don't need to have limit burst damage boost. Okay, so after true double hand, you only need to focus on 2 stats, attack and true double hand. But for his Brave Shift, you need to focus on limit burst damage, attack and true double hand. Sure, his true double hand already 200%. So you need less true double hand, but still it's probably quite complicated to gear, okay, which stats to maximize your damage. I don't know that. Maybe you can visit FFBE equip. But yes, that's it for the equipment, not complicated, okay. So enough about equipment, let's talk about partner. So like I said before, he is a powerful DeFi Ruination Chainer, so that means he can become a good partner with Tifa. And because Tifa is also very great finisher, then when Tifa needs to use her limit burst, your Veritas of the Dark can chain his Stardust Ray with other characters like Paladin Cecil, Neo Vision Cloud, or even Neo Vision Rain. Okay, and yes, talking about Neo Vision Cloud and Rain, they also a good partner for him because they can use Stardust Ray. Okay, so very nice. For element like usual, you can use this Reyna or Dr. Aiden. But remember, these two only useful on his normal form. And actually, I think that's how you should use him. If you use him as a... Yeah, let's say you fight against the enemy who resists against dark, then do not bother with his Neo Vision form because he can still act good. He can still be useful as a breaker because his break is really useful. And you can see here the party sample, Veritas of the Dark, he can act as breaker and Stardust Ray Chain with Tifa as a finisher and Paladin Cecil as a tanker. Paladin Cecil can cast triple cast Stardust Ray Chain, so really nice partner for Veritas of the Dark. And on normal turn, when Tifa limit burst not available, both of these characters can chain with Divine Ruination. Okay, you have 2 free slots. You can add like real healer or even finisher like Cloud. Okay, so enough about partner. Now let's talk about abilities priority. So now your priority is different depends on how you want to build him. If you want to use him as a breaker, then of course your first priority is shadowy punishment. because this will make sure you break 75% of all enemy stats. Really amazing. But let's say you don't bother with that breaks, okay, what 75% are mediocre. I have, let's say, Seeker of Rhythm 1, then of course leave that shadowy punishment alone, okay. Focus on Leader of Sworn 6 to increase his limit burst damage and Blade of Carnage. Very powerful. Okay, really simple priority, you need to see this, okay. Basically, yeah, for Breaker build, focus on leveling up his normal form abilities, but for the DPS form, focus on leveling up his Brave Shift form. So enough about priority, let's talk about my conclusion for Veritas of the Dark. One thing I really like so much from him is he is really slot efficient, okay, because he can deal nice damage while breaking the enemies. That's what I really like about him, okay. But if you say 75% are not good anymore, let's say we get 85% meta in the future, then of course you cannot use him anymore as a breaker. Okay, at that time his usefulness only depends on enemy's mercy. What I mean by that, because yes, he's locked to dark element. Okay, don't get me wrong, okay, I don't hate a character locked to an element. Actually, like Tifa, Cloud, Rain has their specialized element. What I hate about him is why they lock the element to his attack. For Rain, Cloud, and Tifa, their elements need to be imbued to themselves. Okay, so you can tinkering a bit when you need to have different element, okay? Let's say you want to use Tifa when fighting wind enemy, then you can simply equip wind glove on her, or simply have other characters to imbue wind element on Tifa. But for Veritas of the Dark, you cannot do that because he is already locked to dark element. And it is shame because, like I said, his Stardust Ray chain is probably the most powerful at this point because it has the highest damage modifier, okay, 90 times per cast. I talk about normal ability, okay? And yes, another good thing is he has 3 killers. Okay, other Neo Vision only have 2 killers, so that's definitely a plus for him. So if you are into Dark Vision, then this is good. But again, lock to dark element mean that he can only be used when the trial weak against dark. That's why I hate it. Okay, but still you can use him as powerful breaker on Neo Vision to deal that extra damage. Very nice. And for the Trust Mastery Word and STMR, they are not the best items, but they are not the worst, okay? I find them, yeah, it's okay. For the ability, it is 60% attack boost. I must say it's good, but remember there are 4 stars base character Trust Mastery Word that gives you 70% attack. So this is not something I would chase. For the Dark Lord armor, its usefulness is kinda niche, and he himself doesn't get much benefit because he already absorbed dark element. 34 attack, I must say, that's not high by any mean. Okay, and yes, the thing I don't like from him is only that lock to dark element. Other things I love him. Okay, able to break 75%, really nice. I can switch my Riku with him if I have him, but too bad I don't have him. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Brave Exvius guide. Bye bye guys.